All right, let's get started. Have you ever stopped and thought about what really happens when you click a link? I mean, really thought about it. You tap a button and somehow information flies across the world and lands exactly where it needs to. No delays, no confusion, just works. How does that even happen? Here's the big idea I want you to keep in mind as we go through this. The internet is not magic. It's a set of very smart, very intentional solutions to a few simple problems. Once you understand those problems, everything else starts to make sense. So let's build the internet together, from scratch, one idea at a time. Let's start with communication itself. Think about having a conversation with a friend. What needs to happen for that conversation to work? First, you both need to speak the same language. Second, you need to know if they heard you correctly. Third, you can't both talk at the same time nonstop. And finally, you can't talk so fast that the other person gets overwhelmed. Computers have the exact same challenges. Every digital conversation has to solve four core problems: turning ideas into symbols a computer understands, handling mistakes when something gets lost or misunderstood, letting many conversations share the same connection, and controlling speed so no one gets flooded with too much information at once. Everything we build from here is about solving those four problems. So let's tackle the first one: shared language. Computers don't guess what you mean. They need rules. That's where protocols come in. A protocol is just an agreed way of talking. Think of it like a dictionary plus grammar rules. The dictionary defines what symbols mean. The grammar defines how those symbols are organized. When your computer sends data, it runs it through this rulebook so the other side knows exactly how to read it. No guessing, no interpretation, just clear structure. Now that computers can speak the same language, we need to decide how messages actually travel. Here's a big design choice. Do we create a private connection every time two computers talk, like an old phone call? Or do we send messages like letters through the mail, sharing the system with everyone else? The internet chose the mail system. Instead of sending one big message, your data gets chopped into small pieces called packets. Each packet travels on its own, possibly taking different paths, and gets reassembled at the destination. Why does this matter? Efficiency. Thousands or even millions of people can share the same network at once. No one has to reserve a private line. If you are not sending data, someone else can use that space. It's flexible, fast, and scalable. But now we have a new problem. If we're sending all these little digital letters, how do they know where to go? This is where addressing comes in. Every device on the internet has a unique address called an IP address. Think of it like the to and from on an envelope. Each packet carries this address so the network knows where it's headed. Routers act like postal workers. They look at the address, decide the best next stop, and forward the packet along. They don't open the letter, they don't care what's inside, they just move it closer to its destination. At this point, things could get messy fast, so engineers did something incredibly smart. They organized everything into layers. Each layer has one job, only one, and it only talks to the layers right above and below it. At the bottom, you have the physical layer: wires, radio waves, light signals. At the top, you have applications like browsers and email. In between, you have layers that handle addressing, routing, and reliability. Why does layering matter? Because it keeps complexity under control. If you change one layer, you don't have to rewrite the entire system. Everything stays clean and modular, like an assembly line where each station has a clear responsibility. Now, here's one of the most important ideas in the entire internet. In the middle of all these layers is a single shared language, IP. No matter what app you're using or what kind of network you're on, everything agrees to speak IP in the middle. This creates what engineers call a narrow waist. Lots of innovation above it, lots of innovation below it, but one common core holding everything together. That's why the internet can evolve without breaking. New apps appear, new hardware appears. As long as they speak IP, they work together. Now, let's talk about reliability, because packets don't always arrive perfectly. Some get lost, some arrive out of order. So, how do we fix that? This is where TCP comes in. Think of TCP like sending registered mail. Every packet is numbered. When the receiver gets a packet, it sends back a message saying, "Got it." If the sender doesn't hear back, it assumes something went wrong and sends the packet again. This is how the internet handles errors, quietly, automatically, without you ever noticing. TCP also handles speed. Imagine pouring water into a cup. If you open the faucet all the way, the cup overflows. Same thing with data. A fast sender can easily overwhelm a slow receiver. So the receiver tells the sender how much data it can handle at once. The sender adjusts its pace, faster when possible, slower when needed, smooth and controlled. Now, let's put it all together. When you click a link, your data starts its journey by getting wrapped in layers. One layer adds reliability instructions, another adds an address, another prepares it for the local network. It's like putting a letter into an envelope, then into a larger envelope, each with its own instructions for part of the journey. Those packets then hop from router to router. Each router makes a simple decision: where should this go next? No router sees the full picture, they just do their part. Eventually, everything arrives at the destination and gets unwrapped layer by layer until the original data is delivered to the application. One last piece before we wrap up: names. Humans don't like numbers. We remember names. So when you type a website name, the internet uses a system called DNS to translate that name into an IP address. DNS is basically the internet's phone book. You ask for a name, it gives you the number. Simple and powerful. When you step back and look at the whole system, something becomes clear. The internet wasn't discovered, it was designed. Every protocol, every layer, every decision exists to solve a specific problem, and together they form a system that's reliable, scalable, and surprisingly elegant. So the next time you click a link and it just works, remember what's happening underneath: a conversation, carefully structured, thoughtfully controlled, and brilliantly engineered. And the best part? You now understand it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to channel. Comment data if you like to see more videos like this.